So we opened the Wirra Hub on the 17th of February 2020. The vision would be that we increase the number of Aboriginal businesses moving from, entrepreneur through to micro business, through to small business, through to rapid growth business, through to mature business. We're pretty happy that we've got 6 coaches and they're all Aboriginal coaches.
So my business background, I started life as a tradie in a northwestern Queensland mining town called Mount Isa, and then did 7 years post-trade in my own business. I did a degree in social work.
My background is finance. I worked 25 years in the finance industry. In the last 12 years of my finance background, I worked at First Nations Credit Union. I was a manager for business development across Australia.
I'm a chartered accountant and also a CPA. I specialised when I did my chartered in small businesses.
So I'm a fellow at the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Australia and New Zealand.
The purpose of the Wirra Hub is to help local people start a business, or if you've already got one going, help you grow it. There's a lot of things that you don't know when you're starting a business, that getting that support, that advice, that encouragement, getting that direction, someone to sequence out the steps, give you a roadmap, really helps.
It was always been at the back of my mind that we need some hub to help them, because everyone talks about closing the gap, but they don't give the tools for our businesses to close the gap.
I find many of the Aboriginal businesses, they can do the work, they can deliver their services, they might be a plumber and they're really good at that. But on that commercial side, when they're wanting to tender or to market themselves or just keeping their books and accounting, their HR, they lack a lot of that. I think that's where this hub is just perfect for that.
Because you don't want to waste time. You've got this dream, you've got a kitchen table and you've got all this energy and passion for the idea. But you want to make sure that you realise that idea and bring it to fruition.
The people here, all of us coaches are very connected and very knowledgeable.
We have a lot of interaction between our coaches because we want to make sure that more heads together can create creativity and better ideas.
So we've worked in different industries. There's some of us that have specialised in oil and gas and mining, as well as in government and industries. Others have got it in banking.
And so we can make those connections. And that's really important for Aboriginal people because Aboriginal people don't have those networks and relationships.
There are not a lot of Aboriginal people actually have this built-up hereditary financial wealth.
Aboriginal businesses have walked in this door and they go, wow, this is amazing. They feel it's culturally appropriate.
For Indigenous people, it's got a really welcoming feeling. It doesn't matter who comes in for the very first time, feels that.
They feel at home because it's Aboriginal people and they're very proud.
There's a lot of services that support businesses and there's lots of programs out there. The challenge with that is that you kind of have to find them.
They know that they can come in here to have a talk with someone and we can guide them to service providers specifically to what they want.
And the hub brings that together so that you've got a one-stop shop.
Well, basically we provide 14 services.
Essentially anything that you need to get up and start a business or grow a business. Business planning, strategy.
It may be some legals, looking at a contract.
And it's really important for Aboriginal people to make sure when they sign a contract, they know what they're signing to and they know how to manage that contract.
Joint venture and merger acquisition.
Wanting to get up and improve your operations.
We're looking at HR and industrial support.
Health and safety compliance.
Quoting, pricing.
Support, coaching in financial management.
It could be that they need some support with their marketing or their website. The beauty of it is that we've got a nice network of young Indigenous people that are coming through that are specialising in all these different new technologies that are for the future.
The facilities here are available free of charge to Aboriginal businesses that are clients of the Hub as well. We have 5 bookable meeting rooms, we have 5 bookable offices.
Of various sizes, great to come in and have meetings. So, as a business owner, you might want to come in here and meet with your clients or you might want to meet with your team. Private, confidential, you've got your own space, whiteboards, technology.
Loaner laptops if you like, so if they come in here and they haven't brought their own computers, where we can actually loan them, use our Wi-Fi to access whatever they need to access.
Free photocopying, printing, whatever you want.
38 workstations that clients can come in and use. We have a bookable boardroom and a bookable training room.
So I think we've got 120 people capacity in that. And again, it's video conferencing facilities, which is fantastic.
Any client that comes in, an Aboriginal business client will come in, effectively, we need to sign them up as a client. They agree on the terms and conditions.
And the first thing that we'll do is basically connect with a coach. We have a yarn and We just talk through your idea. What are you trying to do? And where are you at? And what kind of things do you reckon would help? From there, we then schedule on what we call an assessment. The assessment's really about getting into the detail. It's kind of like when you go to a big shopping centre on a Saturday morning and you haven't been to that shopping centre before and you know you want to get to a certain place or a certain shop. You're not quite sure where you're starting. So you kind of get that directory, and it's got a little big red arrow that says you are here, and this is how you get to where you want to get to.
We will then look at creating an action plan. So that action plan might be some training.
We then look for service providers who we think is the best fit. We will work with that service provider with the business. So we don't just throw the business out to the service provider and leave them, where, it's a three-way conversation, because I need to know that that service provider is also providing the right support and that my client is happy.
Well, the impact, I think, is quite profound, because it's kind of like the input, let's say, of what we do here. If we invest $1, that flow-on effect of someone getting up and realising their dream, not only employing themselves but employing their family.
Aboriginal businesses are 100% more likely to employ Aboriginal people. If we can help these businesses get opportunities, get contracts, we know they're going to employ Aboriginal people. So that's just going to improve so many lives in the community.
Be able to get up and set that, role model for the community. If you see one person do it, then it kind of creates the possibility that you can do it.
Younger Aboriginal people are going to look up to, the Carey Minings of the world and say, one day I want to have a company like that. We also want to create wealth. Last 200 years we've been locked out of the supply chain. The opportunities through getting a business, gaining a business and being able to been a successful business person.
Once you've got income coming into it, it circulates around in the communities.
I want to see the wealth coming back to First Nations people in this country.
The impact of going from $15,000 a year on welfare to get up and shift into 100, 200, 500, a million, or whatever your revenue is so profound and so impactful, because most of the issues we're dealing with in Aboriginal Australia are poverty related. So if we can break the back of poverty, and let's get up and help ourselves by creating businesses, employing our mob and servicing our mob, we're going to make a big difference there.
Probably the general image of an Indigenous person is that we don't want to work, we're all alcoholics. Whereas when they start to realise that, like any other race of people, that's only a small percentage. The rest of us want to work. We want to do the best for our kids and have a generational impact.
In terms of working with our corporate partners, it's about getting up and giving them confidence that the suppliers that they're engaging have been supported and that they can do the work like anyone else, and they've got all the pieces of paper and documents and systems and processes. They don't want a handout, they just want a contract, an opportunity to get up and demonstrate what they can do, because it's all about business at the end of the day. Those guys, the businesses we're working with, can deliver value and make a difference. Been lots of successes, and I think a particular business, Joe, who's got a training business, and really it's a startup. We helped him pin his idea down, really helped pin down who he's going to market his business to, wrapped a marketing strategy around it. We engaged a service provider to do that for him. The early successes of pressing play and starting to see paying customers come in is just a joy. That first milestone in your business, when you open the doors and you hope someone comes, and you start to get people coming in and buying what they love what you do, they buy what you're doing, and they're starting to get that positive feedback. Just the shift in his sense of self has just been amazing, and it's going to go to strength to strength because he gets it.
Yabu band come in, Dalsum Stokes come into the hub. I could see straight away with Dally that his biggest problem was he didn't have the commercial side. We're going to help you with that commercial side, so you're in control of your business. With Dally, it's about a bit of hands-on stuff and just showing him things that you can do, like even setting up bank accounts. He's also got a lady that's helping him with the marketing, the media, multimedia. So he's getting himself out onto Instagram and Facebook and all those places to promote himself. Because I see there's huge potential with Dally, This is a grassroots man that really looks after his people. That, I just wanted to stay on that journey with him.
So I think we'll be recognised as a one-stop shop. We'll be the go-to place in terms of supporting businesses. I
think, this space, just watch your space with a business, because we've got so many young people that want to be entrepreneurs now, and it's going to be amazing that how many people are going to get this opportunities because they've got this hub here to support them.
I think the team that we have here is world class. I think the interest that's coming right across the spectrum in terms of growing, they recognise the strengths of the hub, and I think that recognition is only going to expand.
And this is what's good about us here now. So we can say to these government departments, well, you've got your big project over there and you're worried that, these little Aboriginal businesses can't deliver because of your compliance and your reporting and all that. Well, we take those worries away from them because we're here. We've got service providers that can come in here and help them manage that. So there's no more excuses.
I wouldn't be surprised if we become the model for how we do it in Australia, if not international.
And I love waking up knowing that I'm going to help someone or several businesses today, help them with that next step up.
I love being here. I love my colleagues in terms of the people I work with, and I love the clients. What really kind of gives me goosebumps is when someone succeeds, and knowing that they can do it gives me joy.
I think it'd be great if we actually increase the number of businesses that said, I'm a great business, but then at the end of that statement they say, and also I'm an Aboriginal business.
Every day when I come to work and I can make a difference in somebody's life, that's why I wake up. It shouldn't be about the money, it should be about the people. One thing that I want to see one day is I want to see some Aboriginal businesses' logos in that big CBD there on those big buildings. That would be my biggest dream, to see that happen.